Allow me to give you the rundown. XXX, gay, dihexa is their blood shape. It then is basically what you would call super gay. The ones that are super over the top, they have no, on or off. It's just all on, right? So then it's a trihexa methyl glycolytic system. Methyl. Wow. Binary gay male usually comes in a pair of threes, X, theta, X. Dihexa also would be dihypercarbic versus trihypercarbic. Then we have non-binary, right? Then it's dihexa, and it's a B positive blood type with methylytic glycolytic, polymethyl glycolytic, followed by binary gay male. So they do well with just being with one partner. Non-binary gay males usually do better with threesomes or thruples, as they've been known to be. Also, methyl. It switches down to deca, more like dideca for your bi males, your binary males. So bisexual usually have one partner, either male or female, maybe one on the side here or there, right? Dipenta, so 2 penta. Polymethylytic glycolytic. Gender neutral is actually penta, believe it or not. So is non-binary, which is this one here. 5. I deduced it after I went, wait, it's got a straight line through it. And if you look at it, it looks like Urdu, part of the world where, they allow for like religious killings and only straight, blood type based jerks. Binary gay female, dideca, A-, methylytic, glycolytic. It's also why butch lesbians are also so craply grumpy. They're not just getting laid. They're not on the right energy system. It's also why Dog the Bounty Hunter, why his crew, and why paparazzis, as well as adrenaline junkies, as well as those who thrive off of being social media influencers, etc., they will all be methyl. And they'll all be a different blood type. If you want a different, more colored version, there you go. Here's your entire sexual spectrum. You know how they say it's a spectrum and no one's truly straight? Not exactly true, but not exactly false either. So it's here's where it crosses over, and it goes in 0.5s, and then it does a daisy chain at the top. Doe, a deer, a female deer, always back to doe. It also could be that it's more of a bent X than it is ever a Y. Here we have the dihexa A-. It basically comes down to, with your blood type, as well as other different factors and chemicals within your body, it comes down to, it has then 12 different attachment points where you can have branches of different DNA strands. That is what makes us different. Now, if you map out the job to be done, which is a Harvard term, actually, and no, I didn't actually go to Harvard. It's just, I have had so many great mentors who, well, some people thought I was brown-nosing. I was never brown-nosing. I just paid attention and wanted to succeed. Unlike some of you shitholes who think your color and your race of your skin is what holds you back when it's not. It's your attitude. And the fact that you didn't bother to do due diligence or anything on things. These here, this is the most interesting one, actually. And this is where you get spiritual from. This is where you get empaths, actually. And it's related to Russia and how Russia has certain parts that are super anti-gay, actually. These are floating valent electrons that are both negative and positive at the same time, indicating that they're actually alternating current. So they're the Schrodinger's cat, essentially, of microbiology. Both dead and alive at the same time. You'll never know until you open the box. And again, I need to apologize to my neighbor profusely. And all of them. And I thank them for my patience. For the patience. When you come across, and I went, how is this possible? What is this all about? And then just before we left downtown, after being forced out of downtown, I was spending some time with some of the homeless, who sometimes I give meth to on occasion when I can. Why? Because A, they're from the underground society, meaning they didn't grow up with sunlight, meaning they don't have dopamine, which means they are also methylytic, not drug addicts. Proper medication. Adaptation, their body no longer produces, nor does it break it down. Right? Why would I do something that I'm not going to need? But you do need it. When you are with somebody and you can actually empathize properly, and I think everybody has this, I think it's your choice to use it or not. Right? Do you actually have the right intention with somebody? Because I saw somebody who had so much pain because he actually is still suffering from SARS, actually, and he has malignant hypothermia downtown Toronto, which I've reported several times, and he's still on the streets. One time, we were told, sorry, unless he's like on your property, you can't, or in front of your business, you can't call 911 about it, sorry. Even though since 2006, he's known as the individual with his dick hanging out downtown in the gay village, has been for over a decade, smells of urine, and is treated like he's the problem when, well, somebody in filming universe did something they weren't supposed to, filming Pirates of the Caribbean when they went down to an uncontactable tribe, right? Which we see in Pirates of the Caribbean 2 with Johnny. And somebody crossed the line with a mosquito that shouldn't have been happening, right? So now we got SARS. Now we're blaming China for SARS because you're racist pricksets, right? Fuckholes. Yeah. And then the same thing happens again in COVID-19 when you call it Wuhan virus, meaning they had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. He walked away after that day when I had an interaction with him, and he was walking perfectly fine, and he was fine for a little bit. That would be the power of this baby here. This is up to you. So, not Holcomb, not anything more, but it also says we shouldn't be fucking around with magnets now, especially seeing as if you look at Musk's car, I want everybody to pull a diagram of it. If you own a Tesla, you really should do this. Compare it to a microwave oven that you use to heat your pizza pockets. Congratulations, you drive one. It's literally the exact same. Now put that all around the world in thousands. What are you doing to the Earth's core, which is made up of molten rock and metals? Uh-oh. So your stoner child, or you as a stoner, has forgotten about your pizza pocket in the microwave that you just, heated up. We're about to be that pizza pocket. But we're more so going to be the pepperoni that's on the large calzone of the earth. Because it's an induction microwave oven. Which is why the tent city individuals are not homeless. They are actually, well, they're homeless, but only because you guys and your fantastic save the world bullshit lost their homes underground, and now they're pissed because not only did you do that, oh, no. You did not. And this is where I want to hurt people in society and say that they don't belong in society. They did that on purpose to force them up above ground. You're joking. Someone did it purposely to force them above ground, which actually has very negative consequences. One, many of them are suffering from blood boiling disease, nitrous oxide poisoning. Just because there's no water doesn't mean there's not air pressure. Turds. They are already in society that are, as Jewish people, targeted. Actually, they did it to kill them off, to bring them above ground, to fucking off them. Some of them down there are actually as old as Moses. Just be aware of that. They've been around for a very long time. Since they aren't above ground, they have different immune systems. They are actually immune to electromagnetic radiation and have the ability to be invisible if they wish to. All they have to do is think it. Because they grew up with the rotation of the inside of the earth, electromagnetism, which they evolved with, unlike us above the ground, who we evolved under visible ultraviolet light spectrum radiation, actually. Two different types, opposite polar ends. Welcome to our political climate, everybody. Did you grow up on Earth? Good. Congratulations. You're a fucking mutant. Get over it. We evolved. Well, some of us did. Some of you didn't, clearly. We get to choose things in life. Some things we don't get to choose, such as where we live, where we grow up, such as Slovenia, actually, which has its own problems, who suffer from catching literally any single parasite that walks through their country or their farm, especially farm cats. If you lived on a farm in Slovenia/Lower East Rhineland, please go get yourself tested today for parasites, specifically Toxoplasma gondii, which not only makes you less afraid of things, turns you into serial killer cat. Incestuous serial killing human, which is actually the beginning of AIDS. First step is you become lactose intolerant. Your body shuts down the enzyme production of that enzyme that cats don't need to break down milk in their stomach, but we as humans do. So if you live with a cat or have a family member that lives with a cat, evict the cat today. Trust me, I will never live with a cat because of this reason. However, one or two people, after my last visit to UHN, and the doctor was talking about prescribing medication to have less fear. I don't think that's a good idea. Why would you do that? We have it for a reason. So no. The job to be done. Dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine. Now overlap them. What do you get? This. A branch chain amino acid that is closed on the bottom, which then closes off the anion gap. Oh, look. As a byproduct, when your body drops into homeostasis, it develops the last chain of it, which is melatonin, which is not a drug that puts you to sleep. If somebody is giving you melatonin to make you sleep at night as a sleeping pill, as a healthy alternative, not true. It will help you stay asleep. It will not help you fall asleep. So you might have to have a Benadryl, and then you can also take melatonin, which will help you sustain your sleep through the night. Fun fact, 20 minutes, 3 hours, 8 hours. Any of those, and you can trick your body into sleeping like you've had a full sleep. It's a military trick. You'll also notice, and this is going to be for our friends in India, and I think Mexico has already done this. You might already have, oh, they already have a shipment on the way. Good, good, good. Thank you. Our lovely friends in Mexico are sending some methamphetamine over to India to help them get rid of the heavy metal toxins of cobalt, manganese, and as the Blackwater dump sewage system of the earth, as it once was, which is why they're brown. They're not brown naturally. No, they're white. Racist shits. Which is then takes us to the Slovenia side, which are the salt mines of Austria and alkaline metals, because if you look off the east coast of Japan there, the water, when it reaches a certain level, actually flows through the Himalayan mountains in northern China, and then one stream comes down through and then becomes the Ganges, turning that into the Blackwater system with all the heavier elements of the periodic table as it flows through, leaves the salt mines, or the pink Himalayan sea salt, then moves down to the salt mines of Austria, which is then where we get the problem there. Alkaline metals all have extra ions, so does salt. So they have how many different extra ions floating that will just pair with anything? It's like a swing your partner round and round, dozy do. It's like square dancing of sicknesses. Whew. No wonder they're anti-gay. They can literally catch it with the drop of a hat. Also, super high stroke risks. A small little chunk of like rubidium, this big, if you toss that off of the Sky Bridge in Lake Ontario at one of the pillars, you would blow up the bridge and you would take it out. Highly explosive when it meets water, alkaline metals. If you're a farm person in there, yeah, it's going to suck because, well, you could get a stroke just by going to the hospital and then putting a saline IV in your arm because of the buildup of all the micro metals. So, you'll also notice that on the other side of that is also India, also another terrorist country, right? Where they have the heavy metals. Yeah, no, also extra ions, but they've got more of the radioactive stuff, which means they mutate a little more. But the worst part is really they're suffering the most from neurotoxicity from lead, mercury, and sulfide poisoning, which is the orange haze that covers their country and doesn't move, right? Well, think of this. When you started attacking them and never going, why might they seem like racists when really they're all, other than that, they're pretty peaceful. Well, you drove them underground actually further, which then made them run diesel generators underground there, hiding in the bunkers from the Christians who are proclaiming God in their country, thinking that they're the best. My God is bigger than your God. Meanwhile, the Quran says, for the stories of Moses and the prophets that follow are accurate, as are the teachings of Jesus, and should be taught both for learning and for teaching and rebuking. Wait, did you catch that there? My God is bigger than your God. My God is greater. My God is stronger. Yeah, okay. For the stories of Moses and the prophets that follow are accurate, as are the teachings of Jesus, which should be learned for and then used for both teaching and rebuking. Whoa. Back the fucking abuse caboose up there. Now who's in the right? If one more Christian says in the name of frickin' God and calls one of them a terrorist, I will personally bitch slap you across the face. Let me just say that. And I don't care that that's a threat because it's accurate. And the fact that not one Christian has questioned it or, and the leadership of the church denies it, that makes it worse. It's disgusting. So no, I'm a little heated because I still don't have anyone talking to me after 2 years of knowing this and proclaiming it and only being shut down and somebody even deleting it, which means somebody is intentionally fucking shit up and trying to do that to somebody, which is not okay. That's not being neighborly towards your brothers and sisters in Christ, is it? So as my first, I guess, ploy, well, since I'm going to run for president apparently in 2028, vote for Buck, will be changing it to "in Allah we trust" as a step of faith to meet them at their level. Infidels. A very deserved term. This was all on my YouTube channel before someone just decided to delete it and go, "This is not good." Well, you're right, it's not good. But I'll say it again. You're lucky they haven't blown you off the goddamn face of the earth yet, and that we're still here breathing. So if you're still breathing, you can say thank you to your terrorist neighbor. I'm sorry I'm a white, stupid, fucking bigot cunt bag, fear-spreading shithole, in my opinion. Also part of my campaign. Because it's going to be a national holiday that says, hug your terrorist neighbor day and call them and say, "I'm sorry, I'm a white, racist, stupid, fear-spreading, moronic, shit-fuck, cunt bitch brigade member of the white Christian women church who defunded our husbands only to sell all of their assets, which were other government's assets, back to the Church of America, which then gave it ultimate power to the Church of America, the sexual child trafficking, and right into Hitler's fucking hands. You stupid bitches. Yes, he's alive. He disappeared with a briefcase bomb. 1945. Facial recognition. He's got French background. He's also from the line of King Ludwig, basically, essentially. The Hans Christian Andersen of it. Not a joke. But no. So I guess I'll just go cry myself to sleep now and let you all enjoy Hitler's wonderful work. Good night.